Two Ukrainian BMPs fought their way through a Russian-occupied village, guns blazing, to evacuate 35 encircled Ukrainian soldiers from the Midoid tactical group of the 169th Training Center. These soldiers had held their position to the end, refusing to surrender to the enemy. Reportedly, this took place near the Kurakov area. Ukrainian forces show exceptional courage and solidarity by risking their lives to save comrades trapped behind enemy lines. When a unit is surrounded, Ukrainian soldiers mobilize quickly, launching coordinated rescue missions under intense fire and difficult conditions. These acts of bravery highlight a deep commitment to the principle of leaving no one behind, reinforcing trust and morale within their ranks. In stark contrast, reports from the battlefield indicate that Russian units often abandon their own wounded or surrounded soldiers, viewing them as expendable assets. This difference in how each side values its troops underscores the higher morale and cohesion in Ukrainian forces, where soldiers fight not just for victory, but for one another. A Russian mill blogger shared an account of interacting with North Korean soldiers in the Russian army, as relayed by a friend. According to this account, the North Koreans are motivated soldiers who came voluntarily and are eager to learn. However, they are of little practical use. They struggle to distinguish Russians from Ukrainians, and orders have to be translated for them through a digital translator. The blogger claims it's hard to imagine them being deployed in offensive operations at this stage, perhaps only in defense, and even that is questionable. Nevertheless, it seems clear they are in Russia for the long haul. Hello, I work as a firearms training instructor and wanted to share some thoughts on the comrades who recently arrived here from Korea. First, I want to dispel the myths about their supposed desertions. I've already spoken with most of the guys, albeit through a translator for now, and I can confidently say they all came here of their own will and, most importantly, are motivated. They all have families and aren't planning on abandoning their loved ones or putting anyone in danger. So, any talk of desertion is complete nonsense. Overall, it's clear they are eager to learn and want to be useful, especially one who is doing a great job, even learning Russian despite the challenges. But, to be honest, I don't think they're ready to play a decisive role in assaults yet. At best, they'll be able to cover the rear, ensure security, and work in defensive roles. In assault operations where every second counts, their participation would be too limited due to the language barrier and the difficulty of quickly adapting. In such moments, there's no time for explanations. Actions need to be automatic. For now, they even need to have commands repeated through a translator. In defense, there's time to explain things more, but in an assault, you can understand the complications. Besides the language issue, there's also the problem of friend or foe identification. They genuinely struggle to tell us apart from the Ukrainians. So, for now, we're teaching them the basics, working on building coordination. But as unfortunate as it sounds, when it comes to critical moments on the front line, they're probably not yet at the level needed to engage effectively in combat. On the other hand, they'll learn. We have time, and in the rear, they might be able to lend a hand. It seems the Russian economy is headed towards a collapse in 2025, and Putin knows this. While the Kremlin likes to pretend that their bloody war economy is doing better than ever, this is far from the truth. In attempts to stop runaway inflation due to increased defense spending, the Russian central bank has increased the interest rate to record high 21% and will very likely raise it again in December. It is unclear whether they will be able to stop inflation this way, but this move is likely to bear devastating consequences for Russian businesses, already hurt by Western sanctions. Many are already reporting a drastic increase in late payments from counterparties, a worrying sign for the economy. Financial experts are expecting a wave of bankruptcies to sweep the Russian market over the next several months, and many leading businesses have grim prognoses for 2025. Russia's biggest steel manufacturer, Magnitogorsk Iron and Steel Works, have enough reserves only for another 6 months and have a very negative outlook for 2025. Samole Group, a major real estate developer, is also on the brink of collapse. Their sales are down 37%, and one of the biggest shareholders is trying to sell his stake in the company. As a systemic company for the Russian economy, the default of Samolay would likely require a government bailout. Russia's Union of Shopping Centers has appealed to the government for support. They are requesting subsidized interest rates of 7 to 10%, debt restructuring, and payment deferrals of 5 to 10 years. Without these measures, 200 shopping centers risk bankruptcy. Among other companies that foresee a default in their future are Kryal Energostroy plant and strategic enterprise Rosgeologia, while national restaurant chain Kuzina has technically defaulted already. Even the defense industry is not safe from the effects of the interest rate hike. Sergei Chemezov, the head of the state-owned defense conglomerate Rostec, warned, "If we keep operating like this, most of our businesses will go bankrupt. Even arms sales don't generate enough profit to service debt at rates above 20%. If these predictions come to be over the next 2 quarters, Russia's economy is in for a major shakeup. Economic growth will slow and inflation rates will keep growing. Very clear sign that the economy is doing well, right?" Avdiivka. The city is completely destroyed by the Russian army. There are dead ruins all around. In Russia, they call it help for the people of Donbass. Russian forces have employed a brutal strategy that involves the near-total destruction of cities in their path, showcasing their reliance on primitive, scorched earth tactics. Towns and villages, once thriving with life, have been reduced to rubble through relentless shelling, missile barrages, and indiscriminate artillery fire. This method reflects an outdated approach to warfare, one that prioritizes sheer force over precision or strategic finesse. The level of devastation not only decimates civilian infrastructure, but also brings enormous human suffering, displacing countless people and tearing communities apart. Unlike modern armies that strive to minimize collateral damage, this tactic reveals the Russian military's inability or unwillingness to adapt to more sophisticated, targeted operations.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.